at it again with another daily upload. You know, and it feels like I start off almost every video with, hey, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time, and you know what? No more. I can't make any excuses at this point. I cannot excuse abandoning my beautiful baby Kiwis, right? I just can't. So at this point, all I can do is just accept my title as the worst mother of 2017. But anyway, today's video is, of course, everything that you need to know about Dying Light's upcoming PvP game, Bad Blood. I've seen a lot of people discussing this game online, and I've seen some videos, and it feels like there's some misinformation floating around and some details being left out, and of course, if there's anything you guys know about me, it's that I like to be thorough. So, as I've done in the past, I'm going to go over every single detail that we know about Dying Light Bad Blood. I'm going to compile it all into this one handy video, so you have to go and watch a bunch of different videos. So, without further ado,
let's go! I've been running for a minute and it's almost at a limit that I'm getting all civic.
Now I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions about Dying Light Bad Blood. Questions like, what is it and how does it work? When and how can we get our hands on it? Is it going to be free? Yada yada yada. And don't worry, I'm going to answer every single one of those questions. Absolutely, I'm going to, and you know what, because I feel so bad for abandoning you guys, I'm going to include timestamps in the comment section and in the description to each of these categories, so of course, if you want to, you can just skip right to the questions that you want answered. But before you do that, I'm sure some of you have already picked up on the fact that I have not been referring to Dying Light Bad Blood as a DLC, an expansion pack, or even a game mode. No, no, no. This whole time I've been referring to it as an entirely new game, and that's because that's exactly what it is. If you head over to dyinglightgame.com/Bad Blood, link in the description just in case you're feeling lazy, you'll see that several times they refer to Bad Blood as a new multiplayer title set in the Dying Light universe. And if you scroll down to the FAQ section, you'll see a little question that says, do I have to own the Dying Light game, the original Dying Light game? And if you click on that, the answer is no. All you have to do is redeem the Steam PC key once they are distributed. Now, this answer sounds as though it's talking specifically about the early access beta, which I'm going to go into more detail about later, so don't worry if you're interested in that, but, you know, spoiler alert, you don't even need the original game, so it doesn't matter what platform you play on, as long as you have a PC, even if you don't own Dying Light on PC, you can still be a part of this beta. But anyway, once again, this answer sounds like it's just talking about that Steam beta. So that left me wondering, what about the final product? Well, the final product, which by the way is going to be available on all three platforms, PC, Xbox One, and PS4, will we require the original Dying Light game for that, for the final product? So I went ahead and sent a tweet at Techland asking if they could DM me so that we can just answer this question once and for all. Is it a DLC or is it a standalone game? Because they have kind of been like marketing it as a DLC and as an expansion as well, so the lingo is just a little bit confusing. And while I was waiting for a response from them, I actually came across this response that they had in their Twitter feed to a guy named Josh, aka Bane of Belial, and Josh asked, when you say a standalone, does that mean you don't need to own the original game to play Bad Blood? Also, will any of our items transfer over? And Techland said, hi Josh, you won't need Dying Light to play Dying Light Bad Blood. It will basically be a separate product, so you won't be able to use any of your items from the original game in Dying Light Bad Blood. So, that pretty much answers it, so shout out to Josh for asking a fantastic question, but just for good measure, here is Techland's response via DMs on Twitter. They said, Bad Blood is a standalone title, which means you won't need a copy of Dying Light to play it. This applies to both the global playtest and the final release version. You can think of it as an extension to the Dying Light universe, but it's not DLC. So there you go, that's cleared up for good. I know it may seem like a small detail, but really it is quite a big deal because, well, we're going to talk about pricing a little bit later, and obviously this isn't a DLC, so it's not included in the 10 in 12 free DLC Dying Light campaign, because once again, it's not Dying Light DLC, and well, a lot of people have been under the impression that it is DLC, so I'm glad that we can clear that up. But anyway, before we go on about price and release date and stuff like that, let's actually talk about what Dying Light Bad Blood actually entails.
Really got a headache and I think I need a medic, in this game is all the same, you play your lane just to get the credit.
So Dying Light Bad Blood seems to be pretty damn similar to all these popular Battle Royale games that have been coming out lately. You know, you got H1Z1, PUBG, Fortnite, and all that good stuff, except Bad Blood sort of has a little Techland twist on it. So on their official website it says, be the first to play Dying Light Bad Blood, a new multiplayer title set in the Dying Light universe. Enjoy violent and dynamically changing online matches that blend PvP and PvE styles of gameplay while retaining the core of Dying Light's unique experience. Sign up now and participate in the free global playtest on Steam, which once again, I will go into more detail about later. I will completely show you how to sign up for that playtest. But going on, it says rapid looting. You and 5 other players. That's 6 players total, which, real quick, let's just pause and think about that for a second, because I've seen a lot of people saying there's no way they're going to do any more than 5 players, because in Dying Light, the max you can have in one session is 5 players. You can have 4 survivors and 1 Night Hunter, but it clearly says right here, you and 5 other players. So there are going to be 6 of you total, right? Because this is human PvP as well, just in case you didn't realize already. So you and 5 other players are dropped into a hostile zombie-infested area, and actually, in the little notification that it sent me for the email, the newsletter, it specified that you're actually kidnapped. Not dropped in, but kidnapped. But anyway, each of you has the same goal: to evacuate before the night falls. Use your parkour skills to swiftly traverse the city, scavenging for weapons that will give you an edge over your opponents. But remember, the clock is ticking. Allies and traitors. To pay for a seat on the extraction chopper, you need to harvest blood samples from the infected, form dynamic alliances with other players to get tactical against formidable zombie bosses, and then turn on your allies to steal their samples. In a cruel setup where everyone fights for the survival of the few, betrayal is not a question of if, but when. Evacuation. The more samples the players harvest collectively, the more seats are unlocked in that that extraction chopper. But everyone pays for their seat individually, which means the alliances are short-lived and can easily end with a stab in the back. Make sure you have enough evacuation points once the chopper arrives, and don't get killed as you race to the extraction zone. So, just to summarize, the end goal of Dying Light Bad Blood is to be that first person to get that first seat on the extraction chopper, and that is how you will get first place. But of course, in order to do that, you need to get blood samples, and in order to get enough blood samples, you need to kill a bunch of zombies, including zombie bosses, and of course, in order to kill them, you need to scavenge for supplies and weapons. So it seems like it's gonna start off with a lot of PvE, right? Because you're just gonna be killing a lot of zombies, you're gonna be searching buildings and stuff, just scavenging as much as you can, like you do in your typical battle royale, except not every battle royale includes PvE. And then, of course, the second stage is you're going to use those supplies against zombie bosses, which I'm guessing are going to be kind of like the freaks of nature, the freak fights in the following, which they take a lot to take down. They have a lot of health, so it really is wise to team up with other people at this point and really just take down those zombie bosses. But as soon as you do, you can instantly just stab them in the back and race to that chopper once you have enough blood samples. So I don't know about you guys, but the idea of like working with randoms for a little bit and then like turning against each other, that's a really interesting dynamic, and I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Now, I'm not sure what the rewards are going to be for when you do win, or maybe you place second or whatever. They haven't really gotten into any other specifics, and I'm not even sure if it's going to have its own ranking system, because remember, this is an entirely separate game, and as we confirmed earlier, none of your gear, none of your progression or anything is going to carry over from the original Dying Light game, or even Dying Light the following. But what I do wonder is maybe, just maybe, we'll get some rewards that we can redeem, maybe even as docket codes in the original Dying Light and Dying Light the following, or maybe not. Maybe it will have its own completely separate progression system. Only time will tell, and of course, as soon as they release more info or a trailer or anything, I will of course cover that on this channel as well. By the way, real quick, let's just take a look at these 2 outfits that these guys are wearing. Look at the t-shirts. Are these new outfits? Because I don't recognize them, and if they are, then maybe this signifies that we'll be able to get new outfits in Bad Blood, but maybe also that transfer over to the original game, or maybe not. Maybe, and this would be awesome, maybe we'll be able to actually fully customize our characters in Bad Blood. You know, like the helmet separately, the t-shirt separately. Maybe, I don't know, that might be a bit far-fetched, but, you know, it's just an idea. Anyway, I'm just really hoping that Dying Light Bad Blood will be more successful than Dying Light Be the Zombie mode in the original game, because it's a great mode, right? It's a completely unique, asymmetrical PvP mode where you get to play as the zombie and verse up to 4 human survivors. Really, really cool, but it died off really quickly. There's hardly anyone playing it. The matchmaking's pretty bad. I mean, it was pretty bad at launch, especially. And well, I'm just hoping that Dying Light Bad Blood will flow a lot more nicely. It'll be a lot more self-sustaining, you know, getting into lobbies and stuff. I'm just hoping it'll be a much more lively and just a better, much more smooth experience overall. And by the way, real quick, speaking of Be the Zombie PvP, my friend Spider Games recently, I say recently, it was like a month ago, he put out a community montage of the best clips from you guys from the community, both from the hunter's perspective and the survivor's perspective, and this is hands down my favorite Dying Light video of 2017. It's such a good video. The clips are insane. The editing is great. It's funny. It's badass. It's really enjoyable. I'm not going to say you guys have to go over and watch it. I'm not going to say, you know, go over there and smash that motherfucking like button and tell them that I sent you. But if you do want to check it out, which of course I recommend that you do, the link is in the description.
Last year, would they let us get it? No. Wanna hate on us every second? No.
Once again, Dying Light Bad Blood is technically a standalone game. It is not a DLC. So it's obviously not going to be included in the Season Pass, which has expired anyway, and it's not going to be included in the Dying Light 10 DLC bundles in 12 months campaign, right? It's a standalone game that we're going to have to pay money for. It doesn't matter which version of the game you have, it doesn't matter if you have the Season Pass, you don't have it, it's completely separate. Everyone is going to have to pay for Dying Light Bad Blood for the final product, and that's got a lot of people upset. And I just want to say, we are still getting the 10 bundles of free DLC. That's not changing. We're still getting those. They have an entirely separate team dedicated to giving us those 10 bundles of free DLC. This Dying Light Bad Blood is just something extra. Look, I know it seems as though I'm being some white knight for Techland, and look, it's no secret that I have a little bit of a crush on them, okay? But don't tell them I said that. But come on, guys. I mean, look, I don't like paying for shit either, right? I am super, super cheap. But these are the people who have already been giving us so much free additional content, have been supporting this game for so damn long. This isn't EA we're talking about here, okay? And look, even so, right? Even so, we're gonna have to pay for it. I don't think it's going to be that much, because this doesn't seem like it's going to be another Dying Light. This isn't a huge $60 game, right? This is more like a Far Cry Blood Dragon, right? Like, it wasn't Far Cry 3 DLC, it was a standalone game, but it was cheaper, it was smaller, it was more compact, right? I have a feeling it's going to be a similar situation here. Dying Light The Following, which was technically DLC because you did need Dying Light in order to play it, that was like, Dying Light The Following was like $20 US, I think, if you didn't have the Season Pass. So I have a feeling this is going to be similar, maybe slightly more, like $30. Of course, this is all speculation on my behalf, right? None of this is confirmed, we don't have a confirmed price, but this is just what I think. It's not going to be too much.
That's fine, motherfuckers, I don't need your shit, I'ma make my records.
2018. That's all we've got, really. That's all we know. Just 2018. Sometime in 2018. I suspect that if they are going to be doing this on all 3 platforms, which it seems like they're going to, there's a possibility that it could release first on PC and then later on consoles, but we don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Even if I gotta hit him with a little gimmick, I'ma get him with a little bit of leave another limit. I'ma split him up and leave him living up in the Pacific. I'ma kill it, leave a critic swimming up into the crickets.
But maybe you don't want to wait and see. Maybe you want to get your hands on Dying Light Bad Blood as soon as possible. And I'm right there with you. And luckily, there's going to be a free global playtest on Steam. And once again, you don't even need Dying Light on Steam. You don't need anything, really. You just need Steam. So you can sign up for it on the official website over at dyinglightgame.com/Bad Blood. Once again, link in the description. Just click on sign up for global playtest, and once you do that, it's going to ask you to create an account. Now, if you already have a Techland account that you've been using for dockets and things like that, that's cool. Just click I already have an account, and then you can sign in as usual. And if you don't have one, well, now's a good opportunity to use one, because as it says somewhere on here, we'll put up a screenshot. It says, you know, they're using it for a bunch of different things. This one Techland account can be used for dockets, Gemly, Bad Blood, and yeah, it's just good to have one if you're a Dying Light fan. So, once you have made an account or you have signed in, this is what you will see. It's just the first page of the Dying Light Bad Blood registration form, a very, very quick survey, takes like less than a minute. There are 3 simple questions on page 1. What continent do you live on? How many hours did you spend playing Dying Light? And did you finish the main story of Dying Light? Once you've answered those 3 questions and you've clicked next, you'll be move on to page 2, obviously. Once again, 3 simple questions. How many hours did you spend playing Dying Light online? Co-op or be the zombie? What is your favorite online game, and what is your internet speed? And if you don't know what your internet speed is, just Google internet speed tester. I know there are some that are more reliable than others, but most of them should be able to give you just a general indication, a good ballpark figure that you can use to answer this question. Once you've answered those 3 questions and you've clicked next, well, that's it. You're done. You've signed up, and now you just need to wait to see if you're going to be selected, because that's something I haven't mentioned yet. Not everyone is going to get a key. Not everyone is going to be selected to participate in this global playtest. I believe they're going to send the keys out in like different waves. I think the first set of keys should be sent out very soon, if not already sent out, because they say they're going to do it by the first half of December. And, well, we're getting pretty damn close to ending the first half of December, and, well, technically, no, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you slid a little key my way, you know, but no, it's fine, I'll wait like everyone else, I'll get a fair chance like everyone else. I mean, I wouldn't say no, but anyway, good luck to everyone. I hope you get a key, I hope I get a key, and just remember that even though you don't need Dying Light in order to play the final version and also the Steam beta test, you do need to meet the same system requirements that you did have to with the original Dying Light, so just make sure you meet those requirements. And also, of course, you do need an internet connection, because Dying Light Bad Blood is an online PvP experience. Also, for those wondering which languages Dying Light Bad Blood will support, apparently they're going to support all of the same languages that they did for the original Dying Light. But anyway, if you do get selected for the global playtest, of course, you should send in feedback. You know, if you run into any bugs and glitches, that's the whole point of it, is that they can refine it, they can balance it, and they can make it perfect for when it actually releases. But, well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. I know it's a bit on the long side, but I didn't want to make a bunch of different videos, and I didn't want it to be confusing, so I figured the best way to do this was to put everything into one structured video. Once again, good luck for those Steam keys, and, well, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!